16.
And it's a pretty good return here as they'll get this up to the 29.
So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And a look here at their signal caller, the fifth-year quarterback.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
In motion left here, one of their tight ends.
Young wasting no time, right to the air. That's over the middle to his tight end, Sanders. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. That's a pickup of 11 and a first down on their first offensive play. Young to throw it. That ball caught by the former Toledo Rocket, Deontay Johnson. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down. Now a first carry here for their running back. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. 2 yards still to go. Third down now.
Looking to throw, Young. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that'll bring up fourth down.
And now a decision here on the opening drive. Fourth and very short, this part of the field. What do you think they do, CD?
I think you go for it. I think there's a lot of game left to be played. I like the advantage that they're trying to create here early. I say be aggressive and try and get it done.
So here come the Jets for their initial possession of the game. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing 1 interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27. Still 9 yards to go on second down from the 27.
They'll look to throw.
He completes that to Garrett Wilson.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Now back to throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Flushed out right. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line.
The Panthers offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's off to a fast start throwing the football. Pretty good numbers already for just the first quarter of play.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. A first carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
2nd and 6.
Out of the gun, it's Young.
There's a short throw caught by Sanders.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Now Young.
That's taken in. It's Xavier Liggett. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Motion man left is Kirk. Young. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. Off the play fake, Young. He's going to sling this deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. You talk about this Jets defense. They come into this one way down at number 23 against the run of the NFL.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground. I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3. Young will set to throw. Got a man. That's Leggett. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Xavier Leggett with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Panthers put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead.
Partner, remember that old film of Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well, they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive goes 8 plays. And Carolina scores to cap it off. The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Jets offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession. We show you the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns. And you can see where he's right up there amongst the league's best at finding the end zone. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. First carry of the game for Zamir White. He'll get a yard. That's all as they get him down at the 28.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains. First down, here's White. And a lane slowing, materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a 2nd and 9. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Jadeveon Clowney. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now first quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush.
That's caught. It's Josh Downs. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Panthers offense and Bryce Young headed back onto the field. And he's come out of the gates hot. He's been on target with his throws, and that's reflected in the numbers as he'll look to keep it going here.
Now the first carry for Bush. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
This defense for the Jets, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you feel like you can. And when you look at this team, you definitely think that it is, because anytime you can tell your offense, just get us a couple of touchdowns, we got this thing locked down, that's when you know you're playing well.
From the shotgun, it's Young.
A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. You talk about this Jets defense.
They've been pretty good against the pass. Not amazing, but good. Number 13 in the league.
And since this is such a good unit at covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12. In motion right, here comes Johnson. Young to throw it. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Second down and a little more than a yard here.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football.
From the 42-yard line, here's second and a yard.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here. On the counter, it's Bush. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more. To throw, Young.
Finding Johnson on the out route. That's complete.
No gain on the play there. It'll be second down. They run up the middle with Bush. And he's going to get this down close to a first at about the Jets' 32. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
A 3-yard loss. Fourth down now.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now here's the Panthers special teams unit to try a field goal for 3. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Another go-around now for the Jets offense.
Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint. Down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw.
That's going to be taken in by Downs.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one.
Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Over the middle, he completes it to Robinson.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down.
Hall on a give up the middle.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
On third down, he'll drop to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 19. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on third down, and they keep the drive going.
They go play action here on first down.
Right side, there's Likely with it. And the Jets are going to have a first and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
There's a fake on the Jets sweep, and instead a give to Hall up the middle.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's second and goal now.
Option play, here's White.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
We'll get a pause here. There appears to be a Panther who is shaken up on that last play. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
A big play forthcoming. Here's third and goal.
They'll look to run with Hall.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets.
Breece Hall, his 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets have cut it back within a score.
Able to punch it in on third down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a fourth down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up, never even got to it.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Now onto the field, here come the Panthers. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
From the 33, here's a second down and 6.
Young now. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Now Young.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
He'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Young. Eluding the pressure right. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that first down pickup.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
And he'll take this one down to the 36. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Here's Young. And that will be incomplete. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. Now here's the Panthers special teams unit to try a field goal for 3. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And he hits the upright, but it caroms in anyway. Boy, plenty of distance there as he banks it in. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Breece Hall helped leading out this offense for another series.
He's just been looking for some space. You know, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
And this taken in by Downs.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw.
That complete to Downs.
So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the 43, it's 2nd and 3.
Again, he'll drop to throw. To the right side, and he's got more complete. Couple of 1st downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. This will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Robinson. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
That is caught.
And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers 36. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another 1st.
And maybe that touchdown on the previous drive has re-energized this offense a little bit. They've been kind of sluggish until then, but they're showing signs of life here, and they get good yardage that time and a 1st down.
They'll look to throw again. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's in. Touchdown, Jets.
Wan'Dale Robinson.
46 yards.
And the Jets are an extra point away from moving out in front in the final minute of the half.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Extra point attempt here still to come. And this puts him on top by a penny. It's 14-13. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was finished up by a touchdown catch from Wan'Dale Robinson.
And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Panthers going to go back on offense here late in this first half. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. Here's Young from the shotgun. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for second down. Looking to throw, Young. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Throwing, Young. That is caught by Johnson. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Young. Flush to his right. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Second down and a yard. Now here's Young. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And that went to the right side and incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one, as it's good from 56 yards out. And they have regained the lead. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started over at the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans, where it was the Saints who come away with the victory at home. Chris Olave, over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were winners in that game over the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Rashad Bateman, what a game. Over 200 yards receiving with 3 touchdown grabs. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. We saw a strong first half out of the Alabama man and former #1 selection, Bryce Young. He connected on a touchdown pass in that first half, and that's a big part of why his guys lead at the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Now they can't bring him down. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this third quarter.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Back to throw here. Over the middle, complete. That's Robinson. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 38-yard line. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Now a play fake here on first down. To the sideline and incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
And he'll take this one down to the 36. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. He'll drop to throw. He has a man. It's complete to Wilson. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 16. A big 3rd down pickup of 20 yards.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
They will run with White out of the shotgun. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll set up to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And the Jets are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence because how do you cover? Do you go with a bigger guy to try and use size? You got to go with a quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And he's had the hot hand. 2nd and 5. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Isaiah Likely, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Jets have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter, out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Now the try here for the extra point. He's got it, and it's now a 21-16 lead. So that one a long 11-play drive. And finishing that drive off was the touchdown grab by Isaiah Likely. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Panthers offense now, they head back of the second half.
And Charles, it feels like for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
This is 2nd and 8.
To throw, Young. He gets it left side to Johnson. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
3rd and 5.
On play action, Young. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Here's the Panthers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line.
The Jets offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession.
Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return.
And the Jets will take over.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Back to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw.
Throw out right, pulled in by Downs.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 11 more on that one and another 1st down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Caught, it's Wilson. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down. On play action, they'll throw.
He's got this complete to Robinson.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. That'll put him right at 99 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. And he comes back with one complete.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. Defensively, maybe a little too fired up there for a 3rd down stop.
Remember in preseason when we were going to camps and watching people, they worked on this, right? In the heat of the summer, still did it anyway.
So now from half the distance closer, here's 1st and goal. Now they send a man in motion right.
They'll try to run with Hall.
And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from the 1.
Downs going in motion left. Quick throw complete. Touchdown, Jets. Josh Downs taking it in. And the Jets add 6 to their lead.
Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it ends with a Jet touchdown.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field.
And they have had problems getting the running game in gear as we look through some of their attempts from earlier. They have just not been able to match the physicality that this defense has shown, and their lack of success on the ground is a direct reflection of that.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Now a 2nd and 6.
Here's Young. Open man is Kirk, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a Panthers first down, 17 yards on the play.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and a yard.
It'll be Young again. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down. Now Young. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it'll be 2nd down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Panthers in possession of the football, but facing a deficit here as we get to the 4th and final quarter of play. They'll throw again. Young.
And one more time, here's Kirk.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now Young.
That one complete till again.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
More muscle up front for this 2nd and 2. They've got 3 tight ends out there.
Young off the bootleg.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
They go play action. Young.
That is incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
And this one is right through. And that lead is back down to 9 now.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
They begin the drive on the ground. It's White. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hall.
And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And this is exactly what you're looking to do offensively. If you can start stringing some runs together like this, you'll keep churning out first downs, and that's going to put you in a great position to carry this one home.
And this taken in by Downs.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
2nd and a couple.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
Left side, he's got Robinson.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Back to throw now on first down. Steps away to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jadeveon Clowney able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, sometimes I think when we watch games, we're actually watching a living museum because we're seeing the evolution of positions almost with each passing game. How about defensive ends nowadays and the way that they can run almost all the way across the field?
It is unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, they're so strong, but they're so lean they can move so quick with those bodies.
It's almost unfair. You're supposed to be able to know where a defensive end is supposed to be on every play. These guys flash so quickly, you're not sure where they're going to end up.
He completes it to Wilson.
And he is going to have a Jets first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. He'll drop to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Hall. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. They'll set up to throw.
Connecting over the middle with Downs.
And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
They'll run with Hall.
Into a mass of bodies, and I think they held him out. They did. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
Hall again.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York.
Breece Hall with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Jets are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
And he got it on the touchdown run, but he won't get in here. He'll be stopped short, and they'll come up empty on the try for 2. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. Looking to throw, Young.
Going right back to Knox, and again a completion.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
2nd down and 3.
Young.
Finding Johnson on the out route. That's complete.
And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 30. Again, it's Young.
Got a man. That's Leggett. 2nd down and 6 now from the 26.
To throw, Young. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 15-yard line. Now here's Young.
Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
It's desperation time. Young on 4th down. Finding Knox there, complete. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Jets are going to get the football back. So now with a little over 2 minutes to play, the road back gets very difficult.
Difficult, but still not impossible if they go ahead and play this thing out. Now the defense has to come up big. They've got to go for the strip of the football on each and every snap to try and give themselves a chance.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
58 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
So they come up on second down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
They defer to White out of the shotgun. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
Straight ahead is Hall. And he will have a Jets first down, and that should just about do it.
And they take a knee.
Here's a give to Hall.
And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line.
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something, and they did in this one.
But Charles, we were treated to an excellent game today, capped off by that second half comeback. This was a joy to watch.
Entertaining for us, not so much to the team who led at halftime and now is leaving here, knowing that they let a win slip through their fingers. Tough one for them to carry home.
So for the Jets, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they hit the 10-win mark now at 10-5. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to New England to take on the Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they hit double digits in losses as they fall to 5-10. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.